Jay-Z's got people talking, and not in a good way. Word on the street is that he's been scared of 50 Cent for years, and now 50's finally exposing everything. Alleged cheating, shady contracts with Beyoncé, and even how Jay groomed young talent for his own gain. Jay's been calling the shots behind the scenes, warning his circle to stay far away from 50 Cent. But now,
I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And, 4 months later, in the club hit, and it was over. And It was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. Let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
I made a statement about Taylor Swift.
I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
No, we'd have had altercation.
50's naming names and spilling the truth. Their beef runs deep all the way back to the 90s when 50 came at Jay on his How to Rob track, calling him an opposer.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel, and Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh, shit. Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top of me. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I'm always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Beyoncé, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top of me. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, they ain't no better than me.
Even back then, 50 saw through Jay's game, big talk but no real action. Instead of clapping back with bars, Jay used his power to blacklist people and crush careers. When Jay clashed with Nas, he allegedly tried blocking Nas's album sales. Same playbook with 50. Jay dropped music just to drown out 50's release. That's not competition, that's sabotage. Jay-Z and Diddy always talk about lifting up black artists, but fans are calling out the hypocrisy because those same artists are often the ones they step on. Beanie Siegel got iced out too. Jay reportedly made sure his own album dropped right alongside Beanie's to keep him in the shadows. And remember the Super Bowl? Jay allegedly tried to stop 50 from performing, and 50 only got back in because Eminem demanded it. Eminem's loyalty to 50 is real. He's always had his back, and no matter how big 50 gets, he stays grounded and always looks out for his crew. Tony Yayo even said 50's not just a legend, he's someone who really supports other black artists. Meanwhile, Jay-Z acts like he's on a throne no one else can touch, but the drama doesn't stop there. Behind closed doors, people have whispered for years that Jay-Z had a secret deal to keep Beyoncé locked into certain business moves that benefited him more than her. Some even say there were contracts signed way before she fully blew up as a solo star, raising questions about how much of her success was organic and how much was orchestrated. And 50 Cent's not holding back anymore. He's hinting that Jay's power plays weren't just about music. There's talk that Jay tried to silence upcoming artists who got too close to Beyoncé or threatened to shine brighter than her. Everything had to go through him, one industry insider claimed. Sounds like control was the name of the game. Plus, folks are still bringing up the way Jay treated other Rockefeller artists. He built them up just enough to benefit from their clout, then left them hanging when it was no longer useful. Dame Dash even said Jay moved like a snake when it came to business. And let's not forget how quickly he distanced himself from Kanye when things got uncomfortable. No loyalty, just image management. Meanwhile, 50 Cent kept building his empire without riding anyone's coattails. He launched shows, signed deals, and kept his circle tight. That's why so many artists respect him. He doesn't switch up for the cameras. Jay-Z might have the billion-dollar brand, but 50's got the streets, the stories, and now he's got the receipts. Jay-Z's always been about business, only business. Every move he's made in his career has been for the bag, even his marriage to Beyoncé. 50 Cent straight up called their relationship a contract. And honestly, a lot of people agree. Ever since tying the knot with Bey, Jay's been scooping up Grammys left and right like he's unstoppable. But behind the awards and red carpets, there's a different story. One that's raising eyebrows. If this was just a career move, then no wonder the cheating rumors keep coming. Allegedly, Jay-Z didn't just step out on Beyoncé once or twice. He was linked to multiple women, including Rihanna. And here's where it gets even more disturbing. Rihanna was just 16 when Jay signed her. She was flown into the U.S. alone and ended up performing in Jay-Z's hotel room at 3 a.m. before getting that deal. That situation still creeps people out. And let's not forget, Jay-Z's past isn't clean either. Back in December 1999, he was involved in a headline-making incident where he was accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera at the Kit Kat Club in NYC. Years later, he finally admitted to cheating on Beyoncé in 2007. And then again in 2014, more rumors exploded. Who was he with this time? That infamous elevator fight between Solange and Jay-Z after the 2014 Met Gala? Yeah, Beyoncé didn't even step in. She just watched, like she knew her sister was right. Insiders in the industry always whispered that Jay and Bey's relationship wasn't about love, it was strategy. With Jay allegedly getting close to Rihanna, Rita Ora, and Rachel Roy during the marriage, and Beyoncé staying silent, the whole thing started to look more like a deal than a romance. And it gets even messier. People in the industry have long said that Jay-Z doesn't just control artists, he owns the narrative. From radio stations to streaming platforms, insiders claim Jay uses his influence to silence stories and blacklist anyone who dares to speak up. Some artists even said they were warned not to cross him or else their careers would magically stall out. 50 Cent once hinted that Jay-Z's empire isn't as clean as it looks. He suggested there's a whole network of silent partnerships, backdoor deals, and off-the-record favors that helped Jay climb to the top.
Lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh, shoot, like,
to us, black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
It's all smoke and mirrors, one producer allegedly said. Behind that slick image is a man who will do anything to stay in power. And Jay-Z's not alone. He and Beyoncé together have built a public image so polished, so flawless, that even when drama hits, they manage to flip the script.
This contract, the big one was with Beyoncé. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies. trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career, if you look at his career,
Wow. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys. You're gonna let him say that?
he had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he didn't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
After that, he got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, you've been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh.
You can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
Remember when Beyoncé dropped Lemonade and exposed the cheating? Suddenly they controlled the scandal and turned it into a marketing win. But fans couldn't help but notice. Every time Jay's mess hits the news, Beyoncé's next move feels like damage control. Meanwhile, 50 Cent never needed to fake perfection. He aired his own dirt, faced the backlash, and still came out on top. That's why people rock with him. He keeps it raw. Jay-Z might have the business ties, but 50's got the respect of the streets and the guts to call out anyone, even the so-called king of hip-hop.
Rihanna, the diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Bayesian.
Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Upon the Replay. And then he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs. I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you break down the difference between that? Because, the viewing public might not understand that.
Some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign it, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing, So I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, she just it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about it. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m.
Wow.
That day I was
Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyoncé celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around.
Mm.
And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I
look.
will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
Now let's talk about the people Jay-Z left behind. A lot of folks who helped build his empire ended up pushed to the side once they weren't useful anymore. Dame Dash was there from the start. Co-founder of Rockefeller helped launch Jay's career, but once the big money started rolling in, Jay moved different. Dame spoken out, saying Jay chose corporate power over loyalty, and fans agree it looks like he cut off the people who knew him before the fame. Even Kanye West felt that shift. Back when Kanye was coming up under Rockefeller, he praised Jay like a big brother. But the moment Ye started speaking out or making headlines that weren't on brand, Jay distanced himself real quick. No phone calls, no public support, just silence. It was clear Jay wasn't about to risk his image for anyone. And let's not forget Beanie Sigel, Memphis Bleak, or even Freeway, artists who once stood by Jay's side but got ghosted when things got rocky.
Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam. She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now. 14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
A top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect.
Beanie even said Jay-Z never had his back when he needed it the most.
Difficult to say, I'm going to talk about the problems in our marriage. I'm going to talk about how we almost lost things. And for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you. What were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session. And we started making music together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a lot of that music. And this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there.
Right.
I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? They must have caused
I think they were
pain
both,
for each of you, right?
Of course. And it both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the, hurricane is like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the eye of that hurricane. Maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain.
Right.
And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And we had a lot of conversations, and really proud of the music she made. And she was really proud of the art I released. And, at the end of the day, we really have a healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing. You know, most people walk away, and like divorce rate is like 50% or something, because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't, most people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to look inside yourself. And so you walk away.
He left me out to dry, Beanie once claimed in an interview. That pattern's been hard to ignore. Jay-Z talks a lot about building up the culture, but the receipts tell a different story.
And I love, you know, and you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome, like you were saying. It's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
And a new twist in a high-profile lawsuit accuses rapper Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit, originally filed in October, was refiled today to include Jay-Z as a defendant. The anonymous accuser claims the assault occurred at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party. Jay-Z has denied the allegations in a statement on Roc Nation's Instagram, calling the accusations heinous and urging a criminal complaint be filed instead of a civil one. He also criticized the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, accusing him of exploiting the case for personal gain.
The ones who helped him climb the ladder, most of them were left behind once he got to the top.
Not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got that in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit.
Look,
Like, not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she forget what the happened. What the is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the drinks. I gave me the drug to perform. So she could remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the this is, yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. I don't know why it's so hard for people
So
just
for
to
people to
acknowledge
feel
weird
like
shit is
you
weird.
would have something or you would have reserved energy because you feel like you was doing it too, this is people that are looking on separation between their hardships or their the things that they got going on that would be issues and what a celebrity's issues would be.
Wait, what does that mean?
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. And when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip hop culture could think that everybody in hip hop culture is with. I wasn't in the ad because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL has some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without fit, right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M.
Meanwhile, 50 Cent built a crew and stayed loyal. G-Unit, Power, BMF. He puts his people on. That's why the loyalty around 50 runs deep, while Jay's circle keeps getting smaller. Jay-Z's infidelity saga doesn't stop. It keeps getting wilder. Just a few months ago, fresh reports popped up claiming he was allegedly connected to Diddy too. Yup, that Diddy. And we all know how Diddy's name keeps getting linked to wild, shady stories. In this industry, if you've got enough money, you can dodge the spotlight and still move how you want. That's why most people stay quiet, but not 50 Cent. He's not afraid of anybody.
Guys, if you haven't seen it, which I hadn't seen it till this morning when I saw this headline, Kim found it for me. Let's watch this clip quickly.
Crazy
Let's
that you
watch
haven't
Tyra
seen
like pushing
this.
to get this out of Rihanna, and when it does, man, it made me feel very, very uncomfortable.
Audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
And you had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. Yeah.
So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did the homework.
Oh, I did a lot of homework on you, this lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Yeah.
The audience is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if Tyra was trying to get that on the record, but my God, what Jaguar? He threatened her. This is her own words coming out of her mouth. And she was a kid at that time, correct?
A 15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed.
Beautiful. When I met her that day, I knew she was a star. Like, just her look, the way she walked into a room and her confidence, and she performed in my office.
And she was what, 17 years old at that point?
She was 16.
16. And she has the confidence of it. She's like an old soul in a sense, right?
Absolutely.
So she walks in your office and what, she just belts out a tune?
Belts out a tune, she performs, and I tell her, there's no way out of this office. I signed her that day.
On the Flagrant podcast, 50 didn't hold back. He boldly said Jay-Z drugged women and added that the real reason everyone's keeping their mouth shut is because they were all in on it. Jay-Z and Diddy, according to 50, they weren't just powerful, they were protected, and people covered for them out of fear or guilt.
An accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager. Right. And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're going to find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those things.
This is on your.
Who put that up?
Yeah, this is on. 50? Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little
right.
bit. And then, maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
And 50 kept the shots coming. On Big Boy TV, he threw shade at Jay-Z's whole image, saying big homie wanna look like a gay painter. He was clearly clowning Jay's Basquiat-inspired look, which has been turning heads lately. Most celebs wouldn't dare go there, but 50, he says what he feels, no filter, no fear. Even singer Jaguar Wright has been exposing Jay-Z for years. She worked with him and claims he's not just manipulative, he's dangerous. According to her, Jay hides behind power and reputation, while the industry shields him like he's untouchable. 50 Cent says Jay-Z and Diddy move the same way. They're just two sides of the same coin. The only difference? Jay plays it smarter and operates in the shadows. But 50's not here to play along. He doesn't care about your fame, your wife, or your seat at the table. If you're moving foul, he's going to speak on it, and somebody had to. While the rest of the game stays quiet, 50 keeps pulling back that curtain. And behind it, it's not the polished billionaire mogul Jay-Z wants you to believe in. If you're shocked by all this, just know there's probably even more that hasn't come out yet. So make sure to like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next.